This is the German Touring Car Masters. Today, the 9th race of the season, coming to you from Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Zandvoort, a recreation area, a resort area, a place to take it easy in the summer. It's a place for the family, a place for fun, a place to enjoy the water and its thrills. But the beach isn't all that's here. Just a few steps away, well, a little ways anyway, is one of the most famous racetracks in Europe. Zandvoort, a newly built circuit. Today, before the German Touring Car Masters and a full crowd of 40,000 people for the weekend, a moment of silence for those who died in New York. And then it was time to go racing around the 2.67-mile circuit. On the pole, Christian Abt. Now we're way up in front, and because we're up in front, I don't think we have as much chance of a collision, I hope anyway. I know that I have a good car, and that I have to simply drive it home. And there's your starting field. Christian Abt for the first time on a pole in the German Touring Car Championship. Next to him, Matthias Ekstrom, then Peter Dombreck, and a Mercedes, Patrick Hoesman from the Netherlands. A different type of start here. The cars start as they come around the corner and see the light. The reason is this next corner. It's a right-hander, very sharp, and to avoid the collisions that happened in Austria, the organizers decided this was how they were going to start the race. So the cars are a little bit spread out going into this right-hander, which brings them back around through a chicane, and then there'll be another left-hander and onto a long straightaway. And Christian Abt has jumped out into the lead. You're riding with Manuel back in the pack, and you get a chance to see the circuit from his view. In this section of the course, well, you have to go wide open. There's your leader, Christian Abt, followed by his teammate, Ekstrom. Then comes Dombreck, Hoesman, and Aiello. And a battle back in the pack between Alzen and Fessler. Alzen had started 6th, Fessler was in 7th, and they're battling, and they're teammates. That is Alzen on the right, Fessler on the left, and here they come into the right-hander. Albers is right there trying to get inside, and Alzen loses position to Fessler, but does not lose position to Albers. And behind Albers is the top Opel so far, and that is Manuel Reuter. And going off the course here early is Martin Tomczyk. Whoa, and just missed by Manuel. There's Bernd Schneider, who had one of his worst starting positions so far this season, way back in the pack. He was in 14th. He has already crowned himself champion with his performance in the Netherlands, and more bumping going on back in the pack. This is getting tough already, and we're just getting started. That was Darren Turner right there. Behind them in that black and red Opel is Timo Schneider. You're riding with Patrick Hoesman. And look at that, he's got problems. Something's loose inside his car. He not only has to handle the car in the race, but he's got to keep the part from flying up into his face. There's your leader, Christian Abt, followed by Ekstrom, Matthias Ekstrom from Sweden. Then Dombreck, who is the partner from... Whoa, Mailander goes off.
It's a very quick place where was the accident. And we have to find the problem in the moment. We don't know exactly. We will check it after the race. and I'm not so happy because I think for the main race I can't drive, and we were looking what's happened exactly. It's very important.
Meanwhile, up front, the Audis continue to dominate here. 3 of them in the top 5. That third one is Aiello. There's the place where Mylander went off. You can see it. It's a blind hill corner. You can see how bumpy it is coming up that hill. So now there are 6 cars running together here. This is the qualification race, 8 laps here in Zandvoort. And the Abt-Audis continue to lead. Christian Abt looking for his first victory in the German Touring Masters, and he got it here in the qualification race. Christian Abt, your winner. Matthias Ekstrom, Dumbreck, Husmann, Aiello, Fessler, Alzen, and Albers. Those are your top 8 cars getting ready for the feature race here in Zandvoort. Cars now in the pits. Team's going to work on them, getting them ready for the second race, which will be 24 laps on the circuit. You're in the Mercedes pit right now. There is the Mylander car. It will not be out in the second event. This is the Audi pit. That's the car that won it. So all the crews continue to work to get ready for the second race of the day. And the real question is, can Mercedes keep up with Audi?
Well, I mean, I could stay with them, but it was very difficult to pass them. I think it's down to the wear of the tyres. My tyres were standing up quite good, but I felt that they were maybe wearing a little bit. The Audis were wearing their tyres a bit more than me, so perhaps a pit stop strategy is the way to go, and I hope that I can pass them in the pits, really.
So we're ready to go, and this will be the same start as there was in the last race. They'll come off the last turn, and then the lead 2 cars, as soon as they see the light, can go. And that's the way it works all the way back to separate the field a little bit. This is basically a long right-hander. It looks like a straight section there, but the way these cars are handling it, it's a long right-hander. But here we go. This is where the pace car pulls off, and now everybody waits until they see the light, and off we go. And did he get a jump? Christian Abt gets a huge jump, and Ekstrom is serving as a blocker, holding off Dumbreck. So Ekstrom doing his job as a teammate for the boss. Let's Christian Abt get a good lead here in the opening moments of the feature race, 24 laps here in Zandvoort on this 2.67 mile circuit. A curvy course that really never straightens out. There's a curve everywhere. There are some long straights like this one here where the drivers simply have to keep it down to the floor as long as they can. They like to say this is one that takes a little bit of courage. Until you get to the end of the curve, and then all of a sudden there's a right-hander in the back section of the course. Right there. Another set of curves. And then another left-right combination to get them onto the next straightaway. As the cars sort themselves out here, Christian Abt in front. Dumbreck is running in 3rd position. Husmann, the man from the Netherlands, and Christian Abt went offline. All he gained, he lost. So now everybody closes up. He kept the lead and kept his car on the track, but lost some time that he had gained with that start thanks to his help of his teammate. But continue to sort themselves out well here. We did not go see the collisions that we saw in Austria. As we come across the line here, Christian Abt out in front. Ekstrom still blocking Dumbreck, not letting him by. Husmann is running 4th. Aiello is running 5th. Here comes Dumbreck trying to get by. He can't do it. Wrong line, way outside here. When you get outside the line, there's all kinds of stuff out there. The marbles are everywhere. The car slides everywhere. So you pretty much have to stay on the main line or take your chances. It gets very, very slippery. Marcel Fessler is running right behind Aiello. Here's that bumpy part. See how the cars bounce around coming up the hill? Then they head down again, and it gets very, very tight here. That was where Mylander went off in the first race. Here's what happened. Abt just got too wide. He was lucky that the front spoiler didn't become damaged in that little excursion. He's still out in front. And Fessler is leading Uwe Alzen. And then look at this. Bernd Schneider, who finished 10th in the qualifying race after starting 14th, has moved up in behind Uwe Alzen. So the Mercedes are ready to challenge. And once again, the Opels are falling back. A season, difficult season for the Opel crew. Here's that long extended right-hander to come back to the start-finish line. And now there's a little room for the Audis. Christian Abt, and then Matthias Ekstrom. Then comes Dumbreck, Husmann, Aiello, Fessler, and behind him, Uwe Alzen. Then comes Bernd Schneider, and another of the young Dutch drivers, Christian Alberts, is behind Bernd Schneider. So Mercedes is ready to attack. The only trouble is the Audis are out in front. And they seem to have control of this track. Truly amazing. Now there's a mandatory pit stop in this race. It'll come after the 8th lap. If you've completed the 8th lap, then you can pit, and you have to pit. And you have to change all 4 tires. That's the rule. And you have to do this before 3 laps before the end of the race. So the question is going to be, with the tire wear here, a real question. This track has a lot of grip. So the tires are really strong for a couple of laps, and then they start to wear down. And because the qualifying race and qualifying in general used up the tires more than usual, it's going to be a game of tires here. The difference could be is that Mercedes, an accident in the back of the pack. This right here is on the left is Mamero. And he ran into Tomczyk. And they're blocking the track. This could bring out the pace car. There are the battles of the teammates right there, the 2 black Mercedes. And here comes the pace car. So the pace car is out. We still have not reached the 8th lap yet. So nobody can pit and change tires under this pace car lap. They're going to have to wait and see exactly when they're going to pit. The question is going to be, they were originally scheduled to do it about the halfway point. Now are they going to do it early? Are they going to do it late? That's going to be a main question. There's Tomczyk and Mamero leaving their cars. Not sure what happened back there, but Mamero certainly did damage. There it is. Ekstrom went off, spun, tried to get his stars straightened out. The motor died, and Mamero hit him in the side. So now we're under the safety car phase. You're riding with Laurent. Now the question is going to be the pit stops. The Audis have a tendency to use up tires a little quicker than Mercedes. The Audis have a lot of downforce, and because they have the downforce, it uses up the tires. It's not quite the case with the Mercedes. So this race will come down after the pit stops and somewhere near the end, most likely. If there's going to be a real tight finish, that will where it will probably happen. There's the Tomczyk car being pushed off. His teammates are still running 1st, 2nd, and 5th. Christian Abt had the pole, won the qualifying race, and is leading here in the main event. Waiting for the lights to go out on the pace car so that the cars can once again resume racing. This would be a great day for Christian Abt, the co-owner of Abt Sportsline, which builds these Audis. He hasn't won a German Touring Car Masters event or a German Touring Car Championship event. And this seems to be his best chance. The Audis so far in control here in the Netherlands. This is really going to be interesting with the tire wear, because this is going to throw the whole plan out the window, and now they're going to have to think anew. Good crowd on hand. Of course, they've come to see their hometown drivers, Hoosman and Albers. 40,000 for the weekend. It's been a while since German touring cars have run here on the dunes in Zandvoort. Peter Dumbreck right there in the battle for the points race. Schneider has the title, but the battle's between Alzen, Aiello, Dumbreck, and Fessler for the second spot. And right now, Aiello is 2 points behind Alzen. Dumbreck is about 10 back. So they need to finish well here with one race weekend to go at Hockenheim. Get a great view of the dunes and the course. It's been redone since 1999. The Abt crew waiting to get the green. This is their best chance yet to win a race in the German Touring Car Masters. Work continues on getting the track cleaned up where the two cars went off. Mamro and Tomczyk. Hoosman, running fourth, is a veteran of the racing series. Hoosman is 32. Albers is 21. And Albers is a young rising star with tremendous talent. Albers back in the field right now. Hoosman has gotten better and better throughout the season. He's running fourth in that blue Mercedes right now. This is the key part of the course here, where they come down, they go into a chicane right there, then leads us straight to the long right-hander that takes them to the start-finish line. Get a great view of one of the key places on this circuit. You also get a great view of the dunes and how the course is built in and out of these dunes. That looks like a straight segment there, and it is. It's two right-handers connected. However, the way they go through it, it's almost like it's two right-handers. Let's see if he comes across the line now. And if the lights go off, then we should be ready to go in the next one. Lights are off. All right, so we'll be under green when the cars come around one more time. Christian Abt looking for his first victory, a 10th at Hockenheim. He didn't start at Nürburgring. At Oschersleben, he came in 6th. He was 9th at the Sachsenring. He was 17th at the Norris Ring, 18th at the Euro Speedway. He was disqualified at the Nürburgring, and he did not start because of a collision at the Austria Ring. So now, this is his one chance to get back into the season. Started on the pole here. Won the qualifying race. Leading here in the main race. And he's got some cushion with his teammate Ekstrom right behind him, and then just a little further back, Laurent Aiello. But the Mercedes are right there with Dumbreck and Hoosman. Behind Aiello, then comes Fessler, then Alzen right after him, and then Bernd Schneider. Some tough drivers behind this pack. Pace car comes around. This will be the last lap under caution. And once again, they'll come around, and it'll be a Christian Abt who will control the start of the race once again. When they resume racing, it'll be lap 8, and which is the first lap the cars can pit. Now, will the cars hang on and wait longer to pit, or will they come in now? Because the tires may not have had as much tire wear as they might have been expected. Here we go. We'll find out in a second. As you ride with Patrick Hoosman. Christian Abt, though, the man up front, will be the one that starts it. Here we go. There goes your pace car. And is Christian going to get a jump? Oh, there he goes. He's on it. And we're underway. He did not get the jump he got at the beginning. Ekstrom still can hold off Dumbreck. Dumbreck trying to get by into second place and can't do it. A battle in the back in the pack as Schneider is battling with Uwe Alzen. Bernd Schneider, who has already wrapped up the championship, not resting on his laurels, trying to move up once again. He's running in 8th position with 2 Mercedes ahead of him. Huisman is running 4th. That's Dumbreck ahead of him. As you get a good view of the course here, the drivers have to go flat out until the right-hander. It's tight back there. Dumbreck, Huisman, Aiello, all very, very close. As the 2 other Audis take off with Ekstrom trailing behind the boss, Christian Abt. Great view of the leaders as you're riding with Patrick Huisman here in Zandvoort in the German Touring Car Masters. We'll come around. Let's see if any cars decide to pit now. This was one of the times they figured people would start to pit. But are they going to wait or are they going to go in? Find out in a minute as we go through the last stages of this lap, leading back toward the pit area. And cars are coming in. Dumbreck is coming in. Aiello is coming in. It looks like Fessler is coming in. Reuter is coming in. Very narrow pits here in Zandvoort. The cars are heading in. A 4-tire change coming up. This is the Aiello crew. And he's out. Aiello is out. Coming down pit lane. And Dumbreck comes out. They collide. Dumbreck collides into Aiello and something is loose on Aiello's spoiler. They're side by side. Aiello had been running in 5th position, had moved up. And Manuel spins. Dirt on the track. It's going to get slippery. Aiello trying to get inside, getting by Dumbreck. After their collision on the pit lane. It's a very narrow lane. Both wanted to get out. Ekstrom has gone off the course. The second place car has gone off the course. And there goes Aiello. There goes Aiello off the course. The damage that was probably done on that pit lane has thrown him off the course and out of the race. And also out of the battle for second place in the championship. And there's the Abt team. It looks so good for them up until now. But 2 cars are gone in a moment. Tomczyk had gone earlier. That's Aiello. Very unhappy man. So Christian Abt is the man that remains outside. There goes Aiello. He was not really touched. Something went on the car, and off he went. Dumbreck did not touch him. He was behind him. But the 2 had collided in the pit lane. More pit stops now. Pit stops have decided a couple races this season, and this one here, it certainly decided a couple fates. Here comes Alzen. Then Schneider. Alzen had problems coming out. Alzen was done but couldn't get out. There goes Ekstrom off the course. What a disappointment for the Audi crew. Running 1st, 2nd, and 5th up to the pits.
After the safety car, I think everybody got pick up on the tires. I also got it, and then I drove, and then suddenly I locked my rear tires up, and that was not very much grip. So from my point of view, it was my mistake. I was driving too fast with the car I had for the moment. So it's a little bit learning by doing.
But the battle continues back in the pack as the pit stops now are making a big difference. The cars are going to have to sort themselves out, as we all seen throughout the season. And Alzen has gotten back by Bernd Schneider. Schneider beat Alzen out of the pits, but now Alzen got it back. And Christian Albers has gone off the course into the tires. A very hectic period in the race here. So there's Dumbreck, followed by Alzen, then Schneider. But the cars are still sorting themselves out here after the pit stops have gone full bore. This is the battle back in the pack as we wait for the rest of the pit stops to go through. And here comes your leader. There's your leader, Christian Abt. And Hoesman from the Netherlands has a chance to take over the lead here. He was still running second on the track. Here comes Christian Abt. So Abt will still be out in front. Well, actually in front of the crew that's going to be challenging. Patrick Hoesman, on the track, is out in front, but he still has to pit. Here's what happened. Look here. There comes Aiello, and out comes Dumbreck, and look at that part loosen up, and that's on that part of the flipper right there, on that part of the car, and this is the result of it. Lost control. The car starts to fall apart. Lucky it didn't flip into the gravel, and the day's over for Laurent Aiello. And this is your battle right now. What would be for second, third, and fourth place. There's your leader, Christian Abt. Then comes Dumbreck, Alzen, and Schneider. So you have Mercedes battling among themselves. And they're also after the Abt-Audi. The interesting part here is that Mercedes, driven by Bernd Schneider, already has the title wrapped up. But the two cars ahead of them are battling basically for second place in the points. Coming into the weekend, Dumbreck was fourth, Alzen was second. Alber's in the pits after his trip into the tires, and the crew working on that car. So the race now settling down into a Mercedes battle for second, third, and fourth, and Christian Abt sitting out in front, wanting to hold on and bring this one home. The Mercedes crew has not gone under team orders all season long. Whoever gets out in front and can hold it, takes it. That includes Bernd Schneider. And look at the battle here. Uwe Alzen, the true battler in this series, who doesn't mind to bump a little bit, doesn't mind to bend the little fenders. All legal and fair, but he's as tough a driver, one, to pass as he is a tough driver trying to pass. And he's made some passing moves this season in corners that just were rather amazing. So let's see what happens here. Dumbreck is running second. Alzen is running in third place, and then comes Bernd Schneider. Hoesman is coming into the pits. So now, Christian Abt officially takes over the lead once again. Hoesman had led for 3 laps. Now he's got to get out as quickly as he can to see if he can get into that battle for at least the top 5. Ooh, it's taking time. This is a long one. A little longer than he needs. Now we have to wait and see where he comes out. Well, there go the top 4. He might get out in front of Manuel Reuter and the rest of that group coming up from behind. Dumbreck gets a stop and go. He gets a stop and go penalty. That is for that incident with Aiello. And that takes him out of the heat up front. That leaves Alzen, Schneider for second and third place. Hoesman is in 4th position right now. And there's your top Opel, and that's Manuel Reuter. So as the cars now have sorted themselves out, Reuter, the top Opel driver, is sitting right now in 5th position. very, very good spot. Actually, Abt is still not the leader on the track. In this particular lap, the car ahead of him, Hubert Haupt, is out in front, going into the corner. And they bump. Who had the line? That'll be the argument. Did Abt purposely bump him? Did Haupt turn in? So Haupt will not complete a lap in the lead. Tough break for the Euro team. It would have been one of the highlights. They've had a tough season. But now there's your leader, all by himself, Christian Abt in the Audi. But the Mercedes crew is right behind him, with Uwe Alzen running second, Bernd Schneider running third, and Patrick Hoosman running in fourth position. These three cars will probably do a little bit better on tire wear if they don't run each other down. Here's what happened again. Haupt went into the corner. He had the line. Well, that's up to people to discuss now. Did he have the line? Should have Abt back off? Another one of those racing discussions. Patrick Hoosman running in fourth position here in Zandvoort in the German Touring Car Masters, the 9th race of the season. And this is Milt Fitzwater reporting with one lap racing to go. That'll be one last race weekend, that being in Hockenheim. A traditional closer for the German touring car season. But right now, it's who's going to finish second, third, and fourth. Uwe Alzen now is sitting in a good position to expand his lead in second place in the championship, which is all that's left to him since the car behind him already has wrapped it up. But those who know Bernd Schneider and running in third place behind Alzen know he's not going to give up. Patrick Hoosman wants to do the best for his countrymen here in the Netherlands, running in fourth position. The key is going to come in the last few laps. Whose tires have the most rubber left? Who has the most grip? And that is going to be the key to this whole race. Going into the right-hander that they wanted to try to avoid collisions here in the first lap as they go through. Working their way around here to head back into the section with the long straightaway. Well, sort of straightaway, a bending straightaway. Whoa, Schneider went a little wide. Hoosman got inside, but not enough. Did they bump, or was it just did Bernd lose it a moment? Schneider hangs on to third place. And look at the distance now, though. Alzen has picked up some space between himself and Bernd Schneider. Alzen can concentrate on trying to run down the Audi. Meanwhile, Patrick Hoosman has to go to work and try to see if he can't move up a spot here. Get into the podium. In other words, get into the top three. Will he make it? Well, we got a ways to go. Yeah, it was a bump there. Somewhere somebody made a mistake. Either Schneider was a little early or Hoosman was a little late. Hoosman got inside but couldn't get by. But look at Alzen take off and leave him behind. Alzen some breathing room. There's your leader. There's your second place car. Here's third and fourth place. Again, Patrick Hoosman riding behind Bernd Schneider. Alzen's in his first season with Mercedes. Hasn't done really too badly. A fourth at Hockenheim, 19th at Nürburgring, one of his worst finishes. Oschersleben third. He had a DNF at Sachsenring. At the Norris Ring, he won. Then he was at Euro Speedway, came in 20th. He was second at the Nürburgring. He was third in Austria. He finished 7th in the qualifying race here and is currently running in second place. 2 cars ahead of this one that you're riding with is Patrick Hoosman. So Uwe Alzen, in his first year with Mercedes after driving for Opel several years, is out in front. And he is making up some time on the leader. Either Christian Abt is kind of protecting his car a little bit when he can, or his tires are starting to go down a little bit and Alzen is making a move. The Mercedes are not as tough on tires as the Audi, and here it can make all the difference in the world because this track eats up tires. There's your leader, Christian Abt, the lone Audi remaining in the field. It has started so strong for the Audi crew, and then all of a sudden in a couple of laps, 3 of them were gone. Hoosman still not being able to make up enough ground to get by Bernd Schneider as you once again ride with the man from the Netherlands. And we have cars coming into the pits again. This is Manuel Reuter. And Reuter got a stop and go. Reuter had a stop and go, and he also there, everybody used their head a little bit. We didn't see the collisions that we saw earlier. That was Thomas Jaeger coming out of the pits. Reuter had been too fast on pit lane before. So the Opel driver, who had been doing extremely well, all of a sudden with the stop and go, drops back a ways. All the way back to 12th position. So it's a rough day for him. Let's take a look and see here who the top Opel is right now. It looks like it's going to be Schneider right now. It's probably running the best of the Opel crew. And there he is right there in that black and red. And he's running in the top 10. He had started way back in the pack. In fact, he started in 16th position. And if this is right, he is now running up in the 7th position. Wow, what a great drive for him. David Salins is ahead of him in a Mercedes, a Belgian driver, also new to the series this year. Behind them is Marcel Fessler. So you're watching Salins, Schneider, 2 of the young drivers in the field. Schneider trying to go by him on the outside at this track. That's very, very difficult. Timo Schneider, for the longest time, was the only Opel driver to have some points. And then the crews picked up a little bit. And once again, the young driver seems to be right now the only one who has a chance for points here in Zandvoort. There are reports that he also has a chance for a Formula One drive. A tremendously talented young driver. David Salins, the driver ahead of him, didn't start the series in that car. In fact, he didn't join until 3 races in after Pedro Lamy left the team, and Salins came in and took his place. And for David, it's been a little bit of an acclimation time. He's 25 years old, making his first appearance in the German Touring Car Masters. Here comes Fessler on the inside, trying to get by Timo Schneider. Schneider holds him off. They go wide outside, and Fessler drops in behind. Quite a battle going on here. Fessler still didn't get by as they go into the chicane. They'll head the straight segment and then that long right-hander, so Fessler's going to have to hold off till they get to the straightaway. It's very difficult to pass here. Oh, Schneider seems to be having some problems there. Maybe tire wear, but he was wobbling there just a little bit. Fessler and Schneider continue to battle. This is for 6th position. Schneider, the best Opel so far here in Zandvoort. The stop and go took Reuter out of it. He had been running in the top 10, but he's way back. Timo Schneider just continues to roll here. The young driver has been very consistent. He has learned, he's kept himself out of trouble. And he has done a great job for Opel in the very first year in something like this. He was 11th at the Nürburgring. He was 10th at 11th at Hockenheim, 10th at the Nürburgring, 12th at Oschersleben, 12th at Sachsenring. Didn't finish at the Norrisring. Was 11th at the Euro Speedway, didn't finish at the Nürburgring, and didn't start because of an accident and the A1 ring in Austria. Started 17th in qualifying, was 13th in the qualifying race. And now he's running up in the top 10. So the young driver doing extremely well. The Abt crew now basically holding their breath. There's the leader, Christian Abt. He's led basically from the start, only giving it up during the pit stop. Patrick Guzman had it for 3 laps, then Abt got it back. Abt has also registered the fastest lap. He had the fastest lap in the qualifying race, and here he's got the fastest lap so far. Salins braking way late. Fessler has gotten by Timo Scheider. Here's how that happened. Fessler took a chance, got in off the course, comes around, out of the line, and gets by Timo Scheider. So now Fessler is going after David Salins. Fessler is now running in 6th position. David Salins is as far up in the field as he's been. He's running in 5th. So this is that battle right up there for that position. There's your leader, Christian Abt in the Audi. And look at this. Uwe Alzen is closing in. The Mercedes driver, Uwe Alzen, is starting to close in on Christian Abt. Does he have enough time? Does he have enough tire left to do this? He's pushed to get here. You can see he's using every bit of the track he can. And Christian Abt now knows he's there. Meanwhile, here comes Fessler getting by Salins. And Salins almost lost it. And Timo Scheider running behind Salins. And Marcel Fessler now takes over 5th position. And Timo Scheider trying to get by Salins. Can't do it. What a battle between these two young stars of the German Touring Car Masters. Back in 6th place. Up front, Uwe Alzen continues to close in on Christian Abt. And back here is the battle between the two young up-and-coming drivers. With one more race weekend ahead, they want to look good as they go looking toward a job for next season. Timo Scheider is yet not able to get by Salins. The question is going to be tires. The Opel's quicker on the straight, but it has its problems elsewhere. The setup is very difficult with these cars. That's what's made it difficult for them this year. Like one of the veteran Opel drivers, Jochen Winkelhock, started way back in the pack today. He's an experienced touring car driver. The car just was not right. Something went wrong. He didn't even get a lap in the qualifying race and has been parked ever since. Look at this. Here it comes. Christian Abt, Uwe Alzen. The battle for 1st and 2nd here in Zandvoort, the Netherlands. Christian Abt had a big lead. Uwe Alzen has run him down. Abt is using up everything he can to keep out in front here. Now, Uwe Alzen is not afraid to get inside and bump a little bit. And these two drivers have a history this season. They've had some altercations in a couple of races before. There's no love lost here. Alzen coming up right now to fill the rear view mirror of Christian Abt. Where will Uwe try to make the move? Here comes Timo Scheider trying to work on Salins. Is he going to get by? Looks it. He did. But up in front, Uwe Alzen's on the back bumper of Christian Abt. This is one of the tightest finishes all season long. And here they come. Abt out in front, holding on. Uwe Alzen right behind him. This is going to come down to the final lap. It's going to be tight. The question now is, can Abt hang on? Here we go. Can Uwe Alzen get by him? That is the big question. The qualifying race was the tightest victory margin all season long. This is probably going to match it. Alzen right up on the bumper. Uwe Alzen trying everything he can to get by Christian Abt. If he's going to pass, probably the easiest place, if there is an easy place in this track, will be before the chicane. In the back section, here we come. Uwe Alzen still there. A little bit of room here. Maybe Abt has got the breathing room he needs to hold on to victory. And then all of a sudden, Uwe Alzen starts to close in again. The battle for first and second, the feature race in the German Touring Car Masters here in the Netherlands has come down to this one. Running in third, but out of it is Schneider. He's got the championship, but the race is right here between these two cars. Uwe Alzen has not been able yet to get by Christian Abt, although he is able to pull up on him, which means his car may be just a little bit faster. The question is, how are the tires on the Abt car and on Alzen's car? But as we mentioned earlier, the tire wear on the Audis is a little more than it is on the Mercedes. Here we go again. This is the last lap. This is the battle for first and second. Uwe Alzen had been pressuring Christian Abt. He has lost some ground here as we're in the final lap. Alzen is certainly the battler. Abt looking for his first victory in the German Touring Car Masters. A big moment for him. Uwe Alzen looking for victory to cement second place in the points. And he's pulling up again. Alzen is not letting loose. Alzen is closing in. He had lost some ground. Now he's pulling up on the back bumper again. Christian Abt in the Audi. Uwe Alzen in the Mercedes. We're coming to the crucial point of the course. Here comes the straightaway. Alzen gets inside. Can he get by? They bump. Oh, Alzen's inside. Audi on the outside with Abt. They're side by side. They've got a chicane coming up. Abt shoving a little bit on Alzen as they go into the chicane. Alzen off the course in the chicane. Holds it. Abt gets inside. They're bumping again. Still not decided. Alzen looks to have the lead into the right-hander. He does. And Abt gives him a bump from behind. What a great finish. Bernd Schneider now pulls up into third place, very close behind Christian Abt. But what a great last lap. One of the best in the German Touring Car Masters. Uwe Alzen wins it. Fantastic finish. The Abt crew very unhappy. Alzen goes off. He had been a little bit bumped by Abt after the finish. As I've said before, these two have had their meetings earlier throughout the season. And what a great finish. I caught up with Christian Abt, and I believe I was clearly faster. I naturally looked for my chance. It was close for a lap with about 2 laps to go. I held back a little bit and lost a little bit, and then I caught up again, and I knew it was going to happen probably in the last lap. I knew I had to do something, so I held off the braking, and we were side by side, and right before the chicane, he tried to force me off the track. We went through the chicane together, and I could accelerate him. I actually had more grip there. It was an exciting finish and good for the fans. And there it is, Uwe Alzen, your winner. He needs 1 point to take over second place in the championship. A disappointed Christian Abt finishing in second place. Finishing in third after a great drive was Bernd Schneider, who already has the championship and once again has proven his mettle.
Actually, I couldn't expect to finish third because it's a very tight circuit, very difficult for overtaking. But finally, my team made a very good pit stop, and I gained some couple of places. I also passed Uwe Alzen, but then I had a little misunderstanding with Manuel, and and he passed me again, and then that's it. I couldn't overtake him. He made no mistake, and I'm very happy with third place.
And that does it for our coverage of the German Touring Car Masters here in the Netherlands. The last stop on the tour, Hockenheim. We hope to see you there for more exciting racing.